On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what one, a blessed and wonderful Tuesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So in the morning, my peeps, we are going to shift our focus on what has been happening over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled community of Gregory Park. The informal settlement section of Gregory Park, that is, where over the weekend, criminal elements, both male and females, yes, females were among the males that launched that pre-dawn act of terror against that community, where over 8 houses were burned to the ground. 3 others suffered significant damages, leaving scores of adults and children homeless. Now, in this morning's vlog, as I stated, names and faces will be presented to you. But as always, my peeps, as I've stated in many vlogs, there is way more to the situation than actually what meets the eye, as there is 2 other persons that no one has made mention of, and these 2 criminal elements are very influential factors as to what has happened and what is happening in the Gregory Park space, one of which is presently behind bars, and the other is not even from the community but has great influence over the community. Now, I'm pretty sure the ones them I wonder who On The Spot News Media is making reference to. Now stay tuned and discover what I'm speaking about. But before we get into that, yesterday, Monday, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Holness, led a team of government officials and members of the Police High Command on a tour of the Walkers Avenue area. Now, for those who forgot what took place over the weekend, let me give you a brief rundown on what happened. The police report suggests that sometime around 4 a.m. Sunday morning, criminal elements entered the community and set ablaze houses whilst the residents slept. 8 of the houses were burned to the ground, whilst the other 3 suffered significant damage. More than 80 people, including 30 children, have been left homeless. A 48-hour curfew was imposed in that section of Gregory Park, and it expired yesterday, Monday. Now we're going to hear from the Prime Minister. We're going to also hear from the Commissioner of Police as they weigh in on this latest spate of violence in the Gregory Park space. And then, of course, I will definitely give you the list of wanted criminal elements, a list of 13 that is wanted for that grisly and brutal Gregory Park pre-dawn attack. And of course, the names and faces of the 2 infamous characters that have a lot of influence over what is happening in that particular space right now. So in the meantime, I could hear from the Prime Minister, and then of course we'll be hearing from the Commissioner of Police as they weigh in on this latest spate of violence. Listen.
I'm obviously moved by what I've seen here and the recount of the incident by those who were victims. You were inside here when they were throwing the gas?
Yeah, my kids was inside there. I'm starting to beg them and say, they can't do that because children and women in the house, so they can't do them something there. So they just throw all the gas on the bedroom and blaze it up. So when they see the house ablaze now, then they throw the water, the gas right there, so that means that they can't come out. But there's another door right here, so we can detect some run through the door right here, so now we can make the kids them and come out right here, so.
Come from where them come from, I want to come eliminate me for no reason at all. My youth traumatized me for different pants with my youth at eat. Now my house and work hard for and buy my things, them don't know me get my things them. But when I tell everybody, nobody get evil. Now what you know, there's a God. But God see, enough man can't see. Say just allow people to time.
To consider it a crime would be to treat it as ordinary. What this is an act of terror. And the people who have committed it are terrorists.
Yes. Yes.
And they should be treated as such.
Yes.
We're going to treat this one specially. And the people who committed the crime were seen. And I'm going to be personally on it to ensure that every last one of them is found and dealt with. We cannot allow this to become a feature in Jamaica. I also give the commitment that the 11 houses, structures that were destroyed, that they will be repaired. If the objectives of the terrorists is to displace the people here so that they could possibly import who they want in the area, they will not have that comfort. They will not have that victory. We will rebuild the structure so that the people who are here can be regularized and have a good life and living condition. We will never allow them to win. So this area was already being considered under the new social housing program. In fact, it was assessed as one of the big yards, tenement yards, that we would seek to upgrade some of the housing and try and put in proper facilities. That process will be fast-tracked. So if the criminals thought they had won, they would be sadly mistaken.
We were in touch with the team from over here from the St. Catherine South Division and pushed additional assets into the space, both from us, from other police formations, but also from the Jamaica Defence Force. So that has been holding since. We have been after the people who did this, and we understand that in among the people were not just men who came over, but also women who are willing to come over and burn out other women and children. But that's indicative of the sort of threat that we have been facing as a police force, and we will continue to do so. We're up to the task. We will go and find these people. We already engaged some of them this morning. They managed to escape, but we will be on them. We have identified a number of them, and we'll be following up on that. Some wanted persons will be put out on Wednesday. A series of wanted persons who are involved in exactly what happened here. This is, as the Member of Parliament said, this is an act of terror, and I don't know how else one could describe this. And the fear in the people here is palpable, but it doesn't just stop here. It extends beyond here. Because if people can be in the country, in Jamaica, and being burnt out of their home like this, then this is something that we can only address in the most forceful fashion to recover the space and ensure that the rule of law obtains everywhere in Jamaica, and especially here. So the people here, I can rest assured that we will remain as long as the threat is there, and beyond that we will be after the threat to carry them before the courts, and that justice will be served in this matter.
So now, my peeps, let me give you the names of the wanted criminal elements who were very much influential in that pre-dawn attack on the Gregory Park community over the weekend. I'm going to leave the more interesting and sought after ones for the last, because those ones play a more integral part into everything that's happening. Now the police them a look for this brother known as Teacher. A next one only known as Venom. A next one only known by his alias as Birch. A next one known as Ryan Muir, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Titty Man. A man known as Nigel McCarthy. A next man known by his alias as Sugar. A next man only known as Maverick. A next man known as Pooh. And a next man known as Pickpocket. Now for the more influential ones. This criminal element here presently on your screen, who has since been identified as Ian Watson, otherwise known as Scaly, a real old dirty kind of boy within his right. Yeah man, one of the more influential factors in what took place over the weekend. This next one are presently on your screen, Shane Williams, otherwise known as Gaza Toussaint. There's a reason for the name Gaza Toussaint, as he is a well-known Nakis and Clappis in the Waterford space, and also in the Gregory Park space, because persons from Waterford also plays an integral role in what they see happening over there in Gregory Park. They also have a vested interest in control of that particular territory. Now the next criminal element presently on your screen, known as O'Dane Fowler, but more popularly known in the streets as Pak Chow. This one is also one to look for, and he is very much wanted by the police. Last but most definitely not the least, Miguel Tracy, otherwise known as Ears. It's really funny how them call him Ears and him definitely not here. He not heed to the warning, so I don't know I go reach him. He most definitely I go get the can in. So my peeps, anyone knowing the whereabouts of any one of these criminal elements, please link the 100-man police and give them the necessary information. And as always, if you don't rate the police, if you don't trust the police, link on the Spot News Media or any like-minded vlogger. Give us the information and we will most definitely pass it on to the relevant authorities who can make effective change. So now my peeps, the two mystery man, who them two criminal elements here, and how them actually tie into what is happening. Now, on your screen is the first one in question. Now, this man is presently behind bars. And we have all seen and known in the past that a lot of things that you see are going on the road are come from out of the prison. And this criminal element here has been identified by his birth name, Omar Mandison, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Ranny Scrums. Now this brother is from the Mexico section in Gregory Park, and he's presently on your screen. Dangerous youth here. Yeah man. Who remember this brother here presently on your screen, known as Big Red, where the police them did clap with some time ago? Who remember say a Ranny Scrums did clap a can in her mouth? Yeah man. So that just goes to show say Ranny Scrums, dangerous youth and one that is most definitely feared in that particular space. Now me I gotta say this in my peeps. I know some people are gonna probably vex over what I say, but as always, we care zero. The truth are the truth, and sometimes the truth just hurt a little bit. And this is why we as Jamaicans, we as a people, we cannot see criminal elements as our heroes or as our defenders, because acts of violence that they commit against others will come back on our communities when they are either taken out by rivals or police, or they are being sent to prison where they no longer have a hold over certain things happening. And in my honest opinion, that is exactly what took place over there on the weekend. Now, back in the days, Ronnie Scrums, when him there road, him and the same Gaza to scene, among other criminal elements, did launch an attack and burn down a Dan house in a Christian pen, and burn down about 23 houses from the Christian pen to the Gulf area, which is their rivals. And we all know that the ongoing gang war is between the Gulf man them and the Mexico man them. So I honestly think that what took place over the weekend along Walker's Avenue is basically payback for previous attacks launched on their enemies. Now, sad to say, many innocent are now left homeless. So now to the next man in question, the man that has great influence over a lot of happenings in that particular community, but is not from the community. Now we're making mention of this criminal element here presently on your screen, known as Cyan Blacks in the streets. I'm pretty sure that the name Cyan Blacks will most definitely ring a bell to persons in the Angola section of the Kingston Western Police Division, as Cyan Blacks is one of them long-standing criminals there that has been through hell and back, and for some reason of the sort managed to survive many and many wars in that particular police division. Cyan Blacks is one of the most feared in the jungle that is the Jonestown and Angola space right there. So how Cyan Blacks get to make a link over this right now? You don't know bad man and bad man link up a jail and man and man turn friend. So when man and man jump out, man and man link man and say, yo, come do a dirt for me, like, oh, them not to know your face, or when time you get hot, you can come in my place, come go and wings off and breeze off your place, and vice versa. So Cyan Blacks now get the link in the space and start link with Gaza to Cyan and the rest of them, and become a very influential factor in what is taking place in that particular space. So my peeps, trust me, there is always more to these wars than what actually meets the eye. And there is more to come, you know. There is way more to come. Because I'm telling you, these criminal elements are hell-bent in continuously creating havoc in that particular space, as they also engaged the police officers in a brazen knockings and clappings right after what took place over the weekend in Gregory Park. That is just to show you how brazen these criminal elements are. And in closing, my peeps, the taxi operator that was parked at his gate on a phone call when the grisly happenings took place over there in the Gregory Park community, that lost his life, is presently on your screen. Really sad. Boy, if you see how the man just lose him 3 pints in a them type of way there. He has since been identified as Ranil Harton, otherwise known as Rum Punch in the community. He literally just came in off the road, because you don't know a late night taxi man, him just make him last drop off, come in off of the road and Parkheim Gate to finish up a phone call when all hell broke loose. It is said that he ran for his life and was chased, and several cans pumped in his body, leaving him lifeless along the side of the road. So my peeps in these communities, you need to understand that none of you are safe, no matter which side you want to depend. And the ones them who is safeguarding their interests and backing criminal elements because they are from your side, and you would readily lash out against the criminal elements on the other side. You are just as guilty as the criminal elements them with the out there and knock it and clap it upon the regular members of John Public. So my peeps, take heed. A word to the wise. So anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.